a bit behind on our schedule. We also have a time certain poster session on sustainability that the board will be invited to at 4:45. So I'm going to, based on some other commitments, we're going to make a few changes, and we're going to take institutional advancement next. So Chair Abrego, if you can please call that committee together.
Thank you, Chair Adam. Will the Committee on Institutional Advancement please come to order? I note that no speakers have requested to address the committee during today's public comment period. It is now time for the committee to consider today's consent agenda. Are there any objections to the approval of the consent agenda? Hearing none, the consent agenda is approved. Before we move to the remaining business of the committee, I would like to acknowledge the incredible work of our campus advancement teams under the leadership. Yeah, the mic is on. Okay. Before we move on to the remaining business of the committee, I would like to acknowledge the incredible work of our campus advancement teams under the leadership of the presidents. This year, the CSU campuses brought home 22 awards from the Council for Advancement and Support of Education. The awards were given in District 7, which encompasses Arizona, California, Guam, Hawaii, Nevada, and Utah. A complete list of winners can be found in your board packet. Special recognition is due to those teams that brought home the gold, including Chico, with gold in writing, Best Article of the Year for Chico Statements in the Wake of Crisis. East Bay, with gold in periodical staff writing for their Spring 2017 magazine. Northridge, with 2 golds, gold in alumni relations, new program initiatives for their Alumni Student Corporate Connect program, and gold in design and photography for the Soraya Opening Night Celebration invitation. San Luis Obispo, with gold in digital magazines for Cal Poly Magazine Online. San Jose, with gold in special events for the inauguration of Mary Papazian. And Sonoma, with a gold in strategic communication, issues and crisis management for a trial by fire, Sonoma State and Sonoma Complex fires. Congratulations to every award recipient. Should we give a round of applause? On the discussion agenda, we have one action item. The action item is a facility naming request from Fresno State. Vice Chancellor Garrett Ashley will present the request.
Thank you, Trustee Abrego. This item will consider naming the Viticulture Building at Fresno State as the Vincent E. Petrucci Viticulture Building. The proposed naming recognizes the distinguished service, leadership, and fundraising success of the late Vincent E. Petrucci, who was Fresno State's first viticulture professor and spent his 68-year career as a champion for the university. Among his many accomplishments, Dr. Petrucci led successful fundraising efforts to support students, faculty, and capital projects. Most notably, he raised over $1.5 million for the Viticulture Building, which houses state-of-the-art teaching and research laboratories, a discipline-specific library to serve students and industry, and the Viticulture and Enology Research Center. I now turn this over to President Castro to say a few words.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Ashley. Good afternoon, everybody. It is my great pleasure to join in honoring Dr. Vincent E. Petrucci. Dr. Petrucci was from the Central Valley town of Escalon, which is in San Joaquin County, for those who are not familiar with Escalon. And after receiving his undergraduate and graduate degrees from UC Davis, he joined the faculty at Fresno State 70 years ago in 1948. He was Fresno State's first, I want to emphasize, first viticulture professor, and he played pivotal roles in developing academic programs and robust and collaborative research programs in viticulture and enology. Dr. Petrucci's extraordinary work transformed the lives literally of thousands of students at Fresno State and influenced an entire grape growing and winemaking industry across the globe. Today, Dr. Petrucci's name is synonymous with viticulture and enology at Fresno State, and our alumni and industry partners can be found in every corner of the world. He worked with industry pioneers in the 1970s to develop today's raisin mechanical harvesting equipment, and over 50% of California's raisins are now mechanically harvested. Dr. Petrucci co-authored a book titled A Treatise on Raisin Production, Processing, and Marketing. This 2002 book is used worldwide as a college text and a reference for high school students and the raisin industry. Two of the honors that he cherished the most and was most humbled by were, number one, when countless alumni and wine and grape industry partners donated nearly $600,000 in his honor to endow a fund in his name to support the program that he helped to build. And today that fund stands at more than $900,000, and annual gifts continue to be made by alumni and friends. Of course, we welcome more. And number two, after his retirement in 1994, he was awarded an honorary doctorate of science from the CSU. Dr. Petrucci was not only loved and admired by his students and colleagues at Fresno State, including myself, he was also highly respected by the entire grape industry. The special recognition today will honor his profoundly impactful legacy at Fresno State and in the wine, table grape, and raisin industries worldwide. I'm very pleased today that Dr. Petrucci's son, Vince Petrucci Jr., is here, along with our Dean of the Jordan College of Agricultural Sciences and Technology, Sandra Whitty, and they're here in support of this recognition of Dr. Petrucci. I ask for your support of this naming request. Thank you.
Thank you, President Castro. The naming of the Vincent Petrucci Viticulture Building at California State University, Fresno is an action item before the Committee on Institutional Advancement. Only committee members may vote at this time. May I have a motion?
I just want to say a few things. I just want to second that act because I think I had the pleasure of meeting him, and he's just an incredible, humble, brilliant man who literally changed the industry. I just want to go on the record.
Okay, so I assume you're speaking in favor of the motion, and
Totally in favor of the motion.
and that was part of the
Totally in
discussion.
favor.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Abstentions? The naming is approved. President Castro, would you please escort Vince Petrucci to the lectern, where he will be joined by Chancellor White and Chair Eisen.
Thank you, Trustee Abrego, and I'd like to offer my personal gratitude and echo our thanks to Vince Petrucci for joining us today to help celebrate this recognition, the incredible life and impact and enduring legacy of his dad. Today's naming is just really the start of a collective recognition and appreciation as Californians for all that Vincent did to enhance both agriculture and public higher education throughout the Golden State. And indeed, going forward, every successful faculty member and student who has a chance to discover or to learn in the Petrucci Viticulture building will, in fact, help carry that legacy in perpetuity. And it's wonderful to have Vince here, his son, to offer a few words of comment. Vince?
Thank you. First of all, on behalf of the entire Petrucci family, specifically my father, Dr. Vincent E. Petrucci, I'd like to thank Dean Whitty and President Castro for spearheading the effort that made my dad's dream a reality. Thank you. I would also like to thank the Board of Trustees for recognizing my dad's efforts over 47 years by naming the Viticulture and Enology Research Building after him. Again, on behalf of my family, we thank you all for this tremendous recognition of my father. I'm sure he'll be hosting a wine tasting tonight in the heavens above in celebration of this tremendous honor. Thank you again very much.
So Vince, we have a recognition of a facility naming for you on behalf of your dad, and whereas is refer to the comments that have been made by Trustee Morales, Trustee Abrego, and President Castro and yourself, and be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of the California State University that the Viticulture Building at California State University, Fresno, be named as the Vincent E. Petrucci Viticulture Building, signed this day of March by Chair Eisen, who joins me up here, and myself.
Trustee Day, that concludes the business of the Committee on Institutional Advancement.